Future has released a new collaboration with Quavo called Yo Clic Up, in which he disses Russell Wilson, who is married to his ex-fiancée and the mother of his child, Ciara. On the track, Future raps F Russell while bragging about getting it out the field. This is not the first time Future has dissed Wilson, having previously taken a dig at him in a 2019 interview. Yo Clic Up is set to appear on Quavo's upcoming solo album, Rocket Power, which he's dedicating to his late nephew and groupmate Takeoff. Many people took to social media to express their dissatisfaction with Future. In fact, let's take a look at some of the reactions. This man is so disrespectful. He's disrespecting a good man who is helping him raise his son to be a productive member of society instead of a thug who terrorizes the rest of us. It's giving ungrateful, loser, low value, deplorable, and narcissistic personality disorder. Future will be 40 this year, and he's taking shots at the man who stepped up and raised his child for him. How you talking trash about Russell and he takes care of your son? Wild as F for that. Y'all really be falling for the bait, man. LOL. These celebrities and rappers know how to continue to stay relevant, and y'all fall for it every time. LOL. Not gonna lie, this is pretty corny. He hating on this man who stepped up and is raising his son because he doesn't want to. Russell should say, come get your son, and send Lil Future with child support papers in his backpack. LOL. Future, we love you, but just say you fumbled the bag when you lost Ciara. I don't know why you didn't just keep her happy. He's so mad that Ciara is in a happy and healthy relationship with that man who takes care of his son like he's his own. Just miserable. Okay, bitter baby daddy. Wasn't even no point in that, especially when he's taking care of one of your many. This is obsession. This guy took the L. Russell is your son's daddy now, move on. LOL. Tell me you're mad another man took your girl and your son without telling me you're mad. Let me give my take on the whole one-sided Future versus Russell feud, because Future appears to be feuding by himself. Russell appears to be totally unbothered. And this message is for the ladies. Please remember that when you decide to have a child with someone, you are going to be connected to that person for the rest of your child's life, or for the rest of your life in some cases. Sometimes people wear masks. There are women who are finding out that the person they're committed to changed drastically after a few years. Sometimes there are no red flags. You think you're getting a perfect partner, but a few years down the road, you discover that they're just a really good actor. On the other hand, there are people who are walking red flags. Like Future, they check all of the toxic boxes. They tell you exactly who they are. You can see who they are. They don't hide who they are. They tell you that they are toxic and that they are not good people. The whole world can see that they are not good people. And you would think this is common sense, but stay away from those people, stay away from the walking red flags, and certainly don't have children with them. Now, I am not blaming Ciara for Future's behavior, but I am blaming her for ignoring those red flags. I am holding her accountable for aligning herself with him. The man is clearly not boyfriend, husband, or father material. I can only assume that her self-esteem was on zero when she chose to align herself with him. We should all learn from Ciara, and I believe he dislikes Russell for several reasons. He no longer has access to Ciara, and I think he feels inferior to Russell. Future is known to have access to all of the mothers of his children, but not Ciara, and that probably burns him up. He can't use his money to control her because she doesn't need it. She doesn't need him. And assuming Russell is the good man that we all believe he is, a man like Future will never be on Russell's level. Future's son is being raised by a man who is a much better man, and you'd think he would be grateful. I have a cousin who has no children. The father of one of his stepchildren reached out to him and thanked him for his help. That's what real men do. They don't diss the men who are making their lives easier and providing their children with the stability that they may not be able to offer them. There's been this whole movement where men have been devaluing single mothers. And I believe that one of the reasons why they do that is so the men on the bottom will always have access to women. And those men on the bottom of the totem pole cannot compete with the Russell Wilsons of the world. They're angry when the Russells step in. So they support Future and men like him. And the women who support these men should be avoided Unfortunately, there will always be pick-me's who support men like this. And although Russell is raising his son, I don't think Future will ever stop disrespecting him. I think he prays for their downfall. Although it would probably destroy his son, I think he prays for that relationship to end. And yet there are still women who line up for men like him. If you find men like him attractive to the point of wanting to procreate with them, please talk to a therapist. I am not a therapist. I have no training in the mental health field, but Future appears to be the worst kind of narcissist. Again, I don't think he will ever stop going after Russell. And this is unrelated in a sense. But I've noticed that there is a baby filter on TikTok right now that people are praising. And when you look at the comments, there are a lot of baby fever comments. The AI filter gives you an idea of what your child would look like. Ladies, be careful with things like that. It's propaganda. It's programming. Birth rates are declining everywhere. And I'm sure we're going to see even more propaganda and other programming tools. So wake up and realize what's happening before you get stuck with a guy like Future.